Hey friends, I am out working in my garden today. We had a really big storm last night, so I have like oak tree everywhere. Big Oaks Little Farm. Anyway, I was just trimming and trellising, pruning my tomatoes, and remembered that my mom had mentioned to me the other day that she didn't know how to tell which ones were the suckers. So I thought I would make this quick little video to show you which little branches are the suckers and talk about why you do or do not want to pinch off your suckers. So right here I have a cherry black tomato plant. You can see it's already starting to put on little tomatoes because I have not tended to these at all. So the suckers are actually pretty big. So a couple of things about tomatoes. One, they do not like wet feet. So I actually see these right here I've already done. You see how there's not, these are Brad's atomic grapes over here, by the way. There's not branches down here because they like to be dry. I also try to keep mulch around here, but the storm washed a lot of my mulch away, so I'm having to redo that. So back to this one. So right here you can see you've got your branch that comes out that has the leaves. In the little crook here, I call it the elbow, but in the little elbow here, this sprout that is coming out, that is the sucker. All right, right here at the bottom of my plant, you see the branch that comes out that has the leaves, and in the elbow, this here coming up, this is the sucker. And here's the really cool thing about suckers. I'm going to pick that off, I'm going to put it in water, and it is going to grow roots, and then I'm going to plant it. And it is going to be an entirely new tomato plant. So that is actually how I plant my fall tomatoes every year. That's how I end up with fall tomatoes. All right, one other thing that you need to know about whether or not to pull off the suckers. There are two types of tomato plants. There are determinate and they're indeterminate. Indeterminate tomato plants will grow and grow and grow and be super tall and give you tomatoes until, you know, the season ends or it dies or whatever. Those you want to trim the suckers off of in order to allow a lot of airflow. Tomatoes don't like their leaves wet. That's when they're prone to get fungus and blight and things like that. So it's good for them to have a lot of airflow in them. So for indeterminate tomatoes, I always pull the suckers off and then reroot them and make more plants. Now for determinate varieties, they are only going to get to a determined size and produce a determined amount of fruit. So I will pull some of the suckers off just so that it's not too bushy, so that there's still good airflow. I will pull some of the suckers off, but I do not pull all of the suckers off. Those I let grow a little more wild because pulling the suckers off, I'm giving up a little bit of the tomatoes that plant would make. Now, I do still root those tomatoes and make new plants, so I do end up getting more tomatoes from it. You can do that with either variety. But as far as that particular plant goes, you don't want to trim all of the suckers off because then you're not going to get as much fruit as you would with a determinate variety. So that is what I am doing today. So I pulled the suckers off. This one is Brad's atomic grape. I got them in here. I'm going to put some water in here, and in just a few days they will start getting roots, and I will then put them into some soil. You can put them directly into soil just like this, but I like to root them in water first so that I can see the roots. It just makes me feel better. So I'm going to do that and then keep those growing a little bit. Some, like this bigger one, this is a really big one. I may go ahead and plant this one pretty soon because it's pretty big. Some of them I will put in the greenhouse with the shade cloth on it and wait until they get a little bit bigger midsummer, put them out whenever it's time to put out your fall tomatoes. Some of them I might plant and sell at the farmer's market. We'll see. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. So Mama, now you know which ones are the suckers, so make sure you take care of your plants. Thank you guys for hanging out. I hope that helped you. Happy homesteading.